Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. I'm back for round two. I haven't done this many lives in 1 week in a while. We're going to be talking with Adjuan Edgerson. She is a retired nurse, somebody I just met, and we're going to be talking about her personal perspective on the mother wound. This is the Real RAW Momma Spotlight. We're going to get real and raw about anxiety and hormones. She's able to jump on easily. Hey, that was seamless.
Yeah,
How are you? So nice to
I'm
see your face.
great.
We didn't really get to see each other before when we were chatting.
Right, right. I'm great. Yourself?
I love your swing. Is that a swing?
Yeah. In my office.
How cool. How cool. I love it. Well, most of my audience knows that I go right into the heart of the deep question, and this is the Real Raw Mama Spotlight, where empaths get real and raw about the mother wound, which has a lot of different meanings to a lot of different people. And so we would love to get your unique perspective. And so when I say the words mother wound, where do you feel that in your body? What does it really mean to you, and how does it make you feel?
You know, I recently went on this journey about maybe a year ago, just trying to discover we all carry mother wounds and it looks different for everybody. But mine honestly came in the form of people pleasing. People pleasing. I learned that being a mom caused me to become a people pleaser, something that I never aspired to be. And that was the one thing that hurt me the most. So it actually hit me kind of in the gut because in that moment, I realized that people who were in my circle or who were around me, they weren't my friends. They weren't my people, right? Because I was busy people pleasing. So, and that goes as far as like your kids' friends, parents. You know what I'm saying? You become friends with them because of your kids, right? And so
Right.
your kids don't stay kids long. They don't stay kids very long, you know? And so then you realize, did these people ever like me? Did I
Right?
ever
Without
like them?
without doing stuff for them all the time.
And so because when it really mattered then and you really needed friends, they weren't around. So it's kind of like, oh, and then you have to look at yourself like, why did this happen to me? And so my mother wound came from through people pleasing.
Wow. So is there a particular, I mean, I think we're all guilty or conditioned in that way depending on, how you were parented as a child, seeking out the attention from your parents and all these different things. So we learn how to find our value in how people respond to us. And so often I think we get drawn into that people pleasing role. And so is there a particular story that really shows that in your own life or as you see it playing out on the planet?
um I just think, honestly, if I could talk to my younger self, I would tell my younger self never to do that. And I think a lot of moms, they need to understand that it's okay to not like your kids' friends' parents. And it's okay to, not want to go to certain events at the school because you don't feel comfortable. Like, I just think that we should normalize that. Like, we should normalize that instead of normalizing that you're supposed to be a PTA mom and you're supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, frankly, your damn mental just can't handle it, you know? Like, if I would have, I mean, I stopped that part of it a long time ago with the PTA and all of that BS. I'm like, look, I'm giving my money, I'm doing what I have to do, I'm making sure my kids stay on track. Like, I'm done with that part, right? But because you have so many other stressors as a mom, like you work full time, most of us, right? You work full time, you're a full time wife, you're a full time mom, no matter what. I don't care how old your kids are, you're always a full time mom, always.
Right.
So I just think when we normalize saying to hell with it, like I'm not doing it, it doesn't feel good to me. it doesn't resonate with me, I just think we would be better off. So I think that's what we should practice and we should try normalizing.
It's so true. I absolutely love that. I mean, as you know, this show is called Real Raw Mama. So we talk about the real reality of what it means to be a mother and really just tuning in and tapping into your own emotions and how your body feels. And when you do that, then you will know what is and isn't okay with you and where maybe you need to establish better personal boundaries. Because
Hmm.
as much as we can feel upset about other people not respecting our boundaries, if we've never actually clarified what those boundaries are, then who else can we be upset at but ourselves?
Exactly. Exactly.
And so along your journey, your ups and downs and everything in between, what would you say is the gift that you've really received that has allowed you to offer gifts to the world?
Um, hmm, I don't know. That's a good question. Like I have a lot of talents, but um, I'm a healer and I'm a helper. And so I love helping people. And so my gift is outreach, like in communication. Like I communicate very well with people. And so um I think that's my gift. Like I don't know. I think that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Like, I'm a nurse. I mean, I've been a nurse for over 20 years. So I can't help but to be a healer and a giver. Um, yes, sometimes we get drained, but for the most part, this is what we do. We do it with a smile. We do it and we enjoy it. So I think that's pretty much my gift, that I am a healer and I am a giver.
I love that. Well, we've only had one conversation to this previously. We just met through a networking Zoom, and I don't know, I think we must have talked for almost an hour. So
Yeah.
immediately there was a connection. And I do feel that deep down we're all healers, but there are definitely specific souls who've come here onto this planet to really just like awaken that within other people. And I feel like you're very much that person. And so we've kind of already dived into this, but how do you shine your light on the planet? I know that you're doing work with women with anxiety and balancing hormones and all of that, which is a super powerful path to be on.
Yeah. So, so I'm on a mission actually. I'm on a mission to finish this year strong. I want to touch at least 1,000 women in some positive way and help transform their life, whether that is through their finances, by showing them different ways to make money, or by their emotions, by showing them how to control their emotions, and through their wellness. So by hook or crook, 1,000 women I will touch this year. So um, that's what I'm on a mission to do right now.
I love that. And did you yourself have, I mean, I think all mothers go through this, like anxiety, depression, we can call it postpartum depression. I think it's just like the stresses of being a mother in a world that really doesn't truly honor the source of creation and also really doesn't provide a very helpful environment for mothers to thrive in the sense that there's no village anymore. We're kind of like all
Mm-hmm.
individually trying to survive the day.
Mm-hmm.
So did you have your own struggle with anxiety and depression and all of these things?
Oh, absolutely. And I think honestly, looking back now, I think I had anxiety and depression since I was a kid. Like, but it was never talked about, right? And it was always it was a stigma to go to a therapist or to have a counselor. Only the kids that needed it, could really go to that in school and not be made fun of. So I didn't recognize it then. It wasn't until I got a good bit into my career that anxiety and depression really started rearing its head. I was probably 10 years into nursing when I started really recognizing that something was wrong. And then around 2016 or so, it kind of took a turn for the worse. And at that point, I'm recognizing, okay, I'm needing to do something about this. I'm not okay, because it's that you're in a ball in the bathroom sometimes crying, you don't know why you're crying. So yeah, and someone told me a long time ago that you're only as happy as your saddest kid. So if you watch any of your kids go through anxiety or depression or anything like that, yeah, that's another thing that hits and it will take you down as well. So you really have to, I don't know, be in touch with your emotions. And so, yeah, I went down to anxiety and depression, and I can honestly say that I am happy to have survived it. I'm happy to have survived it, and I'm not saying that it's over, but I know how to recognize the anxiety now, and I know how to deal with it. And I deal with it every single day, because it's daily work.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know that we ever come to a place where we don't have stressors in our lives or things that cause us to feel anxious or what have you, especially being a mother. It's like there's always something going on.
Hmm.
But it's really, like you said, it's about gathering the tools that you know are there to support you, that help you stay resilient in the face of a storm, in the face of chaos. And so what are the tools that you've gathered? Like, what are some of your favorite tools that help bring you back to center in those moments where you're feeling anxious or you're feeling like you're going to lose it?
Oh my God, meditation, meditation. That's Meditation has become so important for me on my journey of healing. It has become one of my main sources. So meditation, deep breathing, and of course, of CBD, lots of CBD. I believe in stimulating the endocannabinoid system, and yes, that has gotten me through. Yeah.
I love that. Well, I totally applaud both of those. I have a practice every day. I discovered something called Ziva meditation. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but it's a form of meditation that harnesses a mantra. And so within your consciousness, while you're meditating, you are constantly saying this mantra. And so it takes you into such a deep state of meditation that your body for the first time actually rests. Because even when we're sleeping, our body really isn't resting fully. Where because your nervous system is still on alert for possible danger.
Mhm.
Whereas if you're conscious, if you're in meditation, your consciousness is still present, but your body is able to actually fall into a deep state of rest. So that has been like, that saved my life because, yeah, right after I had my son in 2020, like the lack of sleep and all of that was just like took me down a deep, dark hole of, I don't even want to be here. So
Oh,
meditation is so key. And CBD, I am definitely all about it. Live here in Southern Oregon, so we're definitely all about our cannabis here. And you owned a CBD store, right?
yes, yes. Back in
Nice.
2018. Yeah. Hmm.
Very,
Here
very
in
cool.
Louisiana.
And
Yep.
do you think you will go back into that space again?
Um, so I like the education realm. So I like educating people on cannabis, and I love dealing with novice. I don't know that I want so much the dispensary lane anymore. It's just it's so much. It's so much that we can do in this industry, right? So I'm not sure. I mean, my options are definitely open and my wheels are definitely turning. So I have a couple of offers on the table. So you never know what I may get myself
Right? Yeah,
into.
I love it. Stay tuned. Well, if there was a like a statement of love or just a statement that really embodies who you are and how you walk the earth, what would it be?
um, loyalty first.
Hmm.
Loyalty first. Loyalty first. And I'm a woman first. Every day, all day. So loyalty first, and always be a woman first, because
I love that.
we can look out for each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that is definitely something that has been lost, that sort of sisterhood or that lack of competition, feeling like you have to compete with other women for the scarce amount of men that are out there on the planet that are doing the work,
Or
or
for anything, just for
anything really.
anything.
You're right. Yeah. And that's actually really what I love about the Mom Link is that it's really more about collaboration over competition. And I really have just so enjoyed meeting so many beautiful, magical
Yeah.
women like you that are collecting
Thank
within
you.
that
Yes.
space.
Yes.
And
It's been awesome.
so what would you say are like the core values that sort of make up who you are as well, that brought you to that feeling that you have about loyalty?
Um, what brought me there to the loyalty aspect that I live by, I think just from coming in contact with so many disloyal people. Like, I mean, I'm just a real loyal person, and so if I'm with you, I'm really with you, you know. But and I don't know, I've been let down a lot in life, and yet I still don't give up faith in people. So, I mean, it's just always, to me, it's something to be said about a person who doesn't give up on people, but yet haven't really had the best time with them all the time, you know? But I still have faith because I know good people exist, and I love good people. I love kind people. So,
Absolutely. I feel like that's part of the journey is all those you come to all of your deepest core values through your journey of finding out what you don't want in your
yeah,
life.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
which can be heartbreaking. And then, like you said, you find out who your real friends are and who your real family is ultimately.
Mm-hmm. You find your tribe. Find your
Absolutely.
tribe. Yeah.
So, are there any like current favorite audio or book that you would absolutely recommend everyone read? If there was one or two
Um,
that you could share.
I will share the one that stays next to me all day, every day.
Ooh.
U squared.
Ooh.
U
Okay.
squared. It's a very easy read, but it's a great mindset book. It's a great book for your mindset. And I feel
Nice.
like that's where we all need to start, is with our mindset. And so I work on mindset daily, and U squared is one of my favorite books to work on my mindset.
I love that. Well, I have like a whole list that I've compiled of all the people I've chatted with that have shared so many amazing books. So that one
Mm-hmm.
has not been mentioned before. So thank you for
Oh,
that.
you welcome. It's a great book. It's a great read. It's an easy read, but it's very, very deep. Very deep.
I love it. Well, I'm going to put it, I wonder if it's on Audible because I'm going to put that on my next one.
Um, I think it may be on Audible.
I know
It may
some
be on
books
Audible.
are better read cover to cover. I have a book right now. It's called It's Not Your Money, and I'm actually reading the physical copy, which I haven't done with a book in a while.
Yeah,
So I'm just like listening and trying to multitask, but I think oftentimes we forget like how much maybe we're not actually really taking in the information if we're not like sitting and like really
yeah.
focusing on the
I don't know.
content.
My favorite time to listen to an audiobook is when I'm taking a long drive. Like if I have an hour drive, like from where I live to the city or something, I'll put on an Audible and I can listen to that the entire way, and it's pretty cool. It'll keep my attention then, but if I'm just sitting in my office, I can't listen to
Right.
them.
Absolutely. Well, before we close out, I like to keep these chats kind of short and sweet because I know our attention span these days as humans in this like super chaotic world is like this long.
Yes.
But what are the projects that you're working on that maybe you want to like whisper about that you're maybe about to unveil?
So I am getting ready to release my first program for women who are working on reclaiming their wellness. And so that is going to be launching this month. And I'm also releasing a couple of different, I'm trying to, before the end of this week, to release a really good anxiety freebie for everybody in honor of Nurses Week. So I am working on that. So hopefully I get it out before the end of this week so that I can have that released for everyone to have a freebie. So if everybody stay tuned and they can check out that freebie.
Very cool. And remind me, are you a retired nurse or are you still practicing?
Yeah, so I am no longer, I'm retired from bedside nursing. So
Okay.
I'm no longer a bedside nurse. I actually own a nursing concierge service and lab. And I also own a consulting and wellness agency. So yeah, I left bedside 3 years ago and opened my own practice. Mm-hmm.
Very cool. To become a
Yeah.
badass mompreneur or fempreneur. We're on the rise for sure,
Oh
everywhere
yeah.
I turn.
Oh yeah, we're doing this thing. We're doing this thing. We're doing it. We're doing it scared. We're doing it ugly. We are doing it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean the journey of entrepreneurship in and of itself is a hard journey, but like yeah, doing it sometimes as a woman, as a mom, it's like so many
Yeah.
things.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But we're doing it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, where can we find you before we sign off?
So I can be found on IG, Nurse Unscripted, or at Blended Roots Wellness. No, Blended Roots Consulting on IG, and TikTok, Nurse Unscripted.
Ooh, I need to find you on TikTok. I bet you have some good ones over there.
I got some. Yeah,
I
we'll
love
have
it.
to jump on there and do a TikTok live. That'll be cool.
Ooh,
TikTok gives
yeah.
good
You
engagement.
probably have. I don't have very many. I don't think I have enough followers to do a live, but if you do, I would totally love that.
Oh yeah, I have a little over 15K, so
Ooh,
I'm
look at
good.
you.
Yeah. We have to get monetized in these streets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We be
for
on social
real.
media too much to not get monetized.
You're right about that. You're right about that. Well, you must have shown up like consistently every day. I had somebody told me recently, she's like, yeah, I showed up 3 times a day every day for like 4 months. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know.
You know, I'm never really what you call consistent in social media because I am a solopreneur, so I do literally everything myself. So it's not a it's not a daily thing for me. It's just not. It's just that when I do it with intention.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I'm going to go check out your videos. Nurse
All right.
Unscripted.
Nurse
It
Unscripted.
makes so much sense that we connected. Real Raw Mama and Nurse
That's
Unscripted.
right.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for joining me. This is
You're
so much fun,
welcome.
and I look forward to more collaborations in the
Thank you.
future and super
Absolutely.
excited to see the program that you're releasing for women. I feel
Thank
like
you.
this is like definitely the time. The feminine energy is on
Yes.
the rise on this planet.
Yes. 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 This is gonna be great.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you so. Oh, and have a happy Mother's Day.
Oh,
And I just wanted to say,
thanks you too.
I did a live yesterday with a woman, Shirley, and she was like, thank you for being a mother during this time. She's like, anytime I'm out there and I see a mother, I thank them for being a mother. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start doing that.
Oh,
So thank you for being a mother. Thank you for being courageous and brave enough to be a mother on this planet.
and same to you.
No, thank you. And thank you to all the mothers out there.
Yes. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, have a happy weekend.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.